The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
And we're back. Part 3 of Sergeant's Time. This 12 October 2017. Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence. Tagging in with Doc Madness. What's going on, big man? Hello. I'd like to speak to somebody. Wow. Okay, Doc. I guess I'm alone again. Weather has been plagued pretty bad around the area where we're hanging out at. So you good, man? Dope, you there? Dope, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you hanging out in the hipster joint again?
Yeah, I better believe it.
Oh man. So, for you guys that are I know you guys are listening in here, new to it. Some of you guys are new to U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, so we appreciate you guys coming on. Part 3 of Sergeant's Time being the fact that myself and Doc Badness play on the main page at U.S. Army WTF Moments on occasion. We go over what we call I guess you'd say it's the third segment of the inbox, the posts. We discuss the posts of what's going on and why we did it, and what was the backstory of some of them we didn't. If someone wasn't explained right, some people need English to be told to them, hey, this is why we posted that, and this is why there was a reason why it was posted, yada yada yada, hubba hubba hubba, who do you trust type stuff. So that being said, so yeah, everyone, we were talking about the AUSA posts, the pinks and greens, the two soldiers standing with the sergeant of the Army. If you guys don't know already, the Army is considering another change to the uniform. Actually, in addition along to the uniform, some more stuff. And don't worry, according to Sergeant of the Army, your clothing allowance will be able to sustain.
Yeah, but not if you drink it away. Also, can you explain the pink and green? Why it's pink and green, or if you know?
What do you mean? Why is it khaki? Or why is it called pink and greens?
No, why is it called pink and green?
Oh, why is it called pink and greens? Man, I guess.
Is it because of that green gets the pink, or what?
Oh God.
Because I mean, they switched to brown after that. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's more brown than pink.
Okay. Whatever that meant. Well, so you're saying that there is a connotation to it? Is that what it is?
No, I'm asking. What is it from? I was just talking shit with filter, just remove filter. But I thought maybe you knew. It seems like there's a reason why it's called pink. Probably something to do with because I know that the Land Rovers that the SAS used in World War II.
Yeah.
They were called Pink Panthers, but they were actually tan.
They were tan.
They looked pink.
Correct. They were they were called. There was the color of them being salmon, whatever they call it. Is it salmon?
No, I called it Pink Panther.
No. I'm talking about the color of why they call. What is the actual color of pinks and greens? What does the pinks and greens stand for?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It sounds like some kind of fucking lore that some sergeant major types should know.
Is that don't even go there with the freaking with the old don't go with the what is that, the board questions and shit that everyone's saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what sergeant majors need to know. That's tradition, bro. That gets passed on. Tradition.
They get tradition of why they call them pinks and greens? That's a board question right there. Wow.
Yeah, I got asked, or not got asked, but a sergeant major friend of mine, I I was informed that the reason that a top is called top was because the diamond in the Master Sergeant rank, it's actually a
Pierce lozenge.
it's a nail.
It's
like
not.
it's called a top nail.
It's called
that holds shingles in place.
correct, and that is called the actual rank. The actual diamond in the middle is called a is called a lozenge, and the black is actually it's not the diamond. It's got a hole in it because it's pierced by a nail. It's why they call it a pierced lozenge. That is the name of the diamond in the middle of a first sergeant rank. So let me drop some knowledge on that.
But yeah, according to the lore, it's a top nail is what it's called. It's a nail that like is on top of the roof, holds shingles together, or holds shingles in place.
But that's a lot of it though. I mean, there's a lot of lore.
I mean, that's what, if you're gonna go to the board and get asked that, like, what does the diamond in the Master Sergeant rank represent? That's what the correct answer would be. Of that, I'm sure this particular Sergeant Major friend of mine is very fucking thorough with the fucking lore knowledge.
With the lore knowledge. So that's a new uniform. There we go. That's going to be coming out, and of course, don't worry, your beer money will be not secured. It'll be going to that. Don't know why those guys were wearing masks like that, because they're using they mixed some chemicals that they should have mixed while cleaning. And so Joe Cool was just hanging out. They're all cleaning, which is good to know. Joe should be cleaning all the time. So
another Sergeant Majorism.
I was about to say another Sergeant Majorism. What is going on with Fort Bliss? Fort Bliss, thank you for quite the content that you've graced us for the last few days. You seem to be driving vehicles into ditches faster than we can post them, which is impressive. Thank you very much. We do appreciate the submissions from Fort Bliss. We're already starting to see the Go Army Beat Navy shit going on. Is that happening right now? Is that like gonna happen soon? Is it Army Navy coming?
I don't know. I think we have way too immigrants on the staff way too many immigrants to really be knowledgeable on the football.
Yeah, we actually do have a lot of we do have some immigrants.
When equal opportunity goes wrong.
We are. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We are freaking. We are more. I think we're more diverse U.S. Army WTF moments and WTF Nation Radio than most people realize. Like if there was one day of PERSEC to be blown, you'd be shocked at how many the diverse numbers we have. That would
a lot of other shit would be shocking too.
Yeah, a lot exactly.
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. What happened? Somebody said mixers went down. Hang on. No, I'm reading. Let me check out mixer. Someone said mixer went. Is that true? I don't monitor mixer that much, so if there is, then let me double check, and let me get the Geek Squad on that. So, well, it looks like it says it went offline, huh? Wow. Okay, then I guess we gotta call the Geek Squad and get us some mixer love. That's what must be going on, because I'm broadcasting just fine. I'm streaming on the Facebook. Yep, everyone's went. Okay, got it. Stop. I got it. Hang on, let me.
What was up with the Facebook going down? Did you guys already discuss that?
No, we were gonna have OPSEC Muggy come back on another show to talk about that. But for.
Are you guys doing a Nerd Cell show now too?
Yeah, we do that. Sometimes OPSEC Monkey comes on Saturday. We did it last Saturday on J-Radio. He came on and did some OPSEC Monkey stuff. So he comes on periodically and
Yo, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You here? Lou? Lou, you there? Man, the computer webs are just all freaking fragged up right now. Hello. Huh. That's weird. Again, we're having some sort of technical difficulties here, but no worries. You guys can still hear me in Facebook live chat though, right? Yeah, you can still hear me in the Facebook live chat, right? Can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. I don't know what happened with that, man. It just timed you out or something. So yes, Optic Monkey. Yeah, he'll be back to come on to talk about it. We talked about it before. He came in and started talking about when we were ragging on that freaking what's his name? Bilzerian. We were talking shit about him. Optic Monkey came on.
Yeah, I remember. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I remember he dropped like his AOL account password.
Well, we wouldn't know about that, but it was discovered. How about that?
Oh, I thought he said it out loud.
Oh no!
Like before anybody could stop him.
No, well, we'll just say yes. That there, he discovered the Brazilians' passwords for AOL, which is again he's an Instagram goddess and he uses AOL, which I didn't even know AOL still existed anymore. So all right, Max, have a good one, man. Take it easy, Max. But yeah, it's freaking one of those things to where you know the freaking for what was it, a couple of hours or something like that, Facebook, like all these fucking social media pages except for Twitter went fucking down, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I wasn't online much that day, but I saw like the primary speculation by all the fucking tinfoil hatters was that it was North Korean cyber attack.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, that's not how it works, dude.
What? That's not how it works.
Somebody's
That's
saying
exactly how it
No,
works.
I was referring to somebody in the Facebook live chat. I don't know what's going on with the mixers, man. And we're already almost 40 minutes. Yeah, I can't freaking no. We got 40 minutes left. So y'all can jump on Facebook. We're still broadcasting on all the other platforms, all right? We got TuneIn app and all that. And now you can write us. How about that, Karar? How about you hit contact us on WTFNationRadio.com and then you can throw in an app. And then we'll look at it. By the way, we've been looking over some apps. Thank you for the applications that you guys have been submitting. We have been reviewing them, so don't worry. You'll get emails soon saying yay or nay, or you will proceed to the next step.
Is it for main page or for radio?
It's for radio. It's for radio. So no, I don't. No, dude, I don't.
Yeah, better fucking send your resumes.
Yeah, I don't handle.
And a joke. Tell me a joke,
yeah,
funny guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice. Better be nice. No, we don't. I don't handle a main page recruiting. That's the main page. I don't want to.
No, I thought maybe that there were because I saw the main page hiring ad again.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yes.
I thought maybe somebody was asking about that, and that's what I was wondering. I was like, I didn't think that they were run by the same members of the administration.
No, they're not. They're two different groups that are running each, and you must follow the directions that the main page and U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio has specific instructions and to apply, and you must follow them. We don't do it in Messenger. We don't do it in the books. We don't.
Yeah.
That's
how you fail the first fucking test.
That's how you fail. Exactly that. So you don't do that. Don't do it that way. Or don't say, hey, you should hire me or all that, because that just whatever.
That's not the type of autism we're looking for.
No, exactly. We're looking for a specific type of autism, and if it's the appropriate type of autism, then you may be interviewed. But
that's something that you'll be more than able to demonstrate in the application format that we've provided.
Correct, and you must fill it out thoroughly. There are no blank spots at all. So,
that's what she said. I
don't know how you can get pregnant when you're being captured by Al Qaeda.
I do.
Oh man!
It's first you take a fidget spinner.
Yeah, and then you say you're hiking in Afghanistan. Who goes hiking in Afghanistan?
What is Al Qaeda doing in Afghanistan?
Well, it actually was the Haqqani network that had those hostages for a few years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay.
Yeah. So
you gotta That's how people get killed unnecessarily.
I'm all about watching shit burn, bro. But yeah, everyone's asking the OPSEC monkey. I guess they're trying to do the Beetlejuice fucking call.
Don't work like that.
No, it doesn't. He's got to find you. Once he finds you, you might be careful because there might be somebody breaching the door if he finds you. But yeah, so he's probably gonna go over that stuff right there. He comes on a J Radio show. So like last Saturday was fucking hilarious, dude. When
he's into the tinfoil hat shit too.
Yeah, oh my god, he's totally into it, and I love it. Well, appreciate it, Carr. We love you too, Karar. Thank you very much. Thank you for the feels. Branko, of course. Yeah. So what we're talking about? Oh yeah. So going through the main page review. I'm sorry. Yeah. So we're accepting applications. We're accepting applications on the main page, and again, you must follow the instructions. Don't freaking think that it's not going to be so. Oh yeah, I'll just do this and I'll be good to go, and then get butthurt about it. And don't go announcing to everybody that you've applied, like some idiots have. Because then
that's like Fight Club rules. Dude.
Yeah, exactly. You'll go through specific protocols, and then that's it. If you don't follow those protocols, it's that ass. So, anyways, let's see. So tomorrow we're gonna have Janelle Necht from is it Connect or Necht? I think it's Necht. Assistant to the executive director of Forgotten Soldiers Outreach. Forgotten Soldiers Outreach was born to help send a little bit of home to our troops, service members that are provided with much needed care items, such as well as letters of encouragement. And over the years, Forgotten Soldiers Outreach has become a nationally recognized organization receiving support from all over the country, and they all send out monthly week care packages to all of our soldiers deployed, which I think is awesome because it is always that one kid that doesn't get mail from home, and it'd be kind of cool to get something like that.
Yeah. So keep them out of the watchtower.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly. So
watch just like a letter from some little kid who's like, dude, just get in the watchtower.
Yeah, exactly. So next Monday we're gonna have Thomas Marquez, the director of the film Fallen, and this is right here is gonna be a special show. And this is a documentary about law enforcement personnel who've lost their lives in the line of duty, and then what happens in the aftermath. We always hear or see what happens, and we hear about the case, but we don't ever hear the impact of their teammates or their family members. And after he nearly lost his life in the field, Tom, he medically retired from the Soledad Police Department as a sergeant in 2016, and was a 14-year law enforcement veteran, and spent time as a homicide detective, a gang narcotic, and then he was a tactical team leader and instructor. So he made this film to educate the public and also give almost like an educational piece of its honesty and its candid perspective, and pay tribute to all those who've sacrificed everything. Again, what we talked about before is that law enforcement officers, they deploy every day. They put their kit on, and that's it. Some of their family members may or may not get them back at the end of the day, so that's mad props to that. You're going to see some more media come out on the main page, and you're going to see more media come out on the radio page as well, the radio Facebook page, and so it's going to be a pretty powerful event. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that, because that it kind of, when you start seeing what's going on and what all the interviews, and I've seen some of the film myself, and I'm thinking, whoa, it definitely will hit you. Tuesday, we're going to have Jonathan Jackson from MWD-TSA from the Military Working Dog Team Support Association, and we'll be on to explain what exactly a dog handler does. He's the NWD-TSA. It's a non-profit organization that supports military working dog teams. Sounds like a rap group. NWA-TSA.
Sounds like a counterterrorism radio show.
Yeah, MWA-TSA. Exactly. Their causes are great. The organization may be small, but it is mighty, and they make an impact daily in the lives of dog handlers and their dogs and their handlers.
Fucking dog whisperers.
I know, dog whisperers scare me sometimes because they just look at a dog a certain way, and that's it. The dog's all
I was an alternate on my team, and just as a medic function, and fucking. Those dudes are something else.
Yeah,
man.
I was an alternate as well, and mad respect. Mad respect. It was almost scary how much they were closer to the dog than you. You're like, oh, got it. Okay, so we're gonna have Jonathan Cop. How do I pronounce his name? Cop Anga from the CBS Radio ConnectingVets.com. Jonathan's a California native and reports full-time on the Department of Veteran Affairs for ConnectingVets.com. He joined the Navy in 1987, and his assignments were as a broadcaster with the Armed Forces Network, and it took him to Puerto Rico and Italy, all based in Naples. He anchored a weekly TV news magazine for the Naval Force members. I might know this guy.
You're gonna on Persec?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I said I might know this. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, good evening, guys. It's George from the Bronx. How you guys doing?
What's up, man?
Yeah, no, man, dude, I really enjoy, I kind of check in with the chat from now and again, but I enjoy listening to the show. I just wanted to piggyback off of that documentary that you guys are talking about, man. It struck a personal chord with me because I remember being in New York when the whole protest started, especially after Eric Gardner and the whole fucking city was on lockdown, and all of a sudden, like, everyone on the fucking NYPD had to be a member of the KKK, of the Ku Klux Klan, otherwise they couldn't be doing their jobs, and just a whole lot of fucking mudslinging. And you know what? Those are fucking human beings, dude. Yeah. Freaking families have to worry about them for 8 hours every single fucking day, and God forbid that they get an arrest and they have to spend even more time fucking processing that shit. You know, like every second out there, you know, you get a 1013 or you get a fucking radio call for additional units. It's literally you and your partner against the world, you know, until people can actually respond, if they can respond. You know, so
some of them
around that time, you know, especially when the whole fucking Blue Lives Matter thing started, because, you know, cops just understood that people were not they weren't listening to them, they weren't hearing their stories, and they could not just stand by while the entire fucking city and the whole fucking country, for that matter, was just going to drag their names and drag their titles through the mud. You know, and the same thing I would imagine in the military. The only family that you really have is the people that wear the uniform with you. You know, one hand watches the other, and, you know, brothers and sisters that wear the fucking same Kevlar that I wear, that, you know, we look after each other. Well, you know, so when you guys are talking about that movie, man, it definitely struck a chord with me, because that's a sentiment that has been brewing for a very long time, and it's unfortunate that it's only in today's age where, you know, you have people that, you know, are being praised as heroes for protesting and voicing their, you know, practicing their constitutionally protected First Amendment rights, but that speech is talking about, you know, killing police officers, you know, and killing members of the government. It's fucking ridiculous.
That's illegal. That's not exercising the First Amendment right. That's actually that's assault.
No, I mean,
here's where we start. What the law says and what the government's allowing them to do, I would, you know, it doesn't take much.
No, I agree with you. What they're saying, what their response to it is not, you know, it's like people get butthurt just from overhearing a curse word in, you know, university, and you could get punished for that. But then when people are like actually, like, in fact, threatening somebody's life, that is like nothing's been done about that. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
I'll give you a prime example, man.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to say maybe about a year ago. During the summer, this was literally, I want to say, like 2 days after Dallas went down. My sergeant was on a barbecue detail, so I think it was one of those holidays. So, you know, they just wanted to check out, like, open flames, alcohol containers, all that shit. And they stumbled upon this group of folks that were trying to have, like, a block party. Generators, fucking bunch of diesel fuel, all this shit, dude, that was, like, breaking God knows how many fucking city laws and regs. So, you know, it's standard operating procedure. They try and talk to this dude. It's like, hey, you know, you can't have these generators out. You can't have the propane tanks. You can't have all this shit without a permit, without a sound permit. And this motherfucker, you know, I swear to God, just looked straight to him. It's like, I hope you've been watching the news, because you're going to be next.
Wow. And I was about to say, too, you know, one of the things that blows me the fuck away is that that Leos are now just getting ambushed. They're just sitting in their patrol cars, knocking on a report or closing up an incident, and they get executed in the street. Somebody just walks right up to the freaking.
But, dude, I mean, like, situational awareness too.
Well, no,
I understand. I agree with you.
But
it's bullshit. But it's one of those things that I think that anybody that's been downrange, like proper downrange, you can't just fucking let down your guard.
Well, they're not expected to. That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't be expected to.
I'm not saying that they are necessarily, because I'm not familiar with the specifics of those situations. I'm just saying, like, there should be no fucking way how somebody could creep on a fucking cop on duty and be able to fucking cap them.
Well, I mean, and there's plenty of ways, dude. I mean, you take a look, statistically speaking, you know, I mean, I'm not sure what the case is for the rest of the country, but I can tell you that a good number of these instances where an officer has been ambushed, it's been responding to a call. You know, these dudes aren't getting targeted necessarily in their squad cars. They're being targeted once they're entering a private residence. The vast majority of these shootings were responding to a domestic violence incident, if you can believe it. You know,
I can see that. That's part of, like, you know, that's one of those things where you roll the dice on every fucking time you respond to a call.
And even then it was for firefighters and EMS too. You know, you get the right EDP, or like an emotionally disturbed person, you know, who says, "Oh, I'm gonna kill my family." You know, dude has a knife or dude has a gun. Guess what? You still got to treat them. You still have to respond to that condition. And you don't know if they barricaded themselves. You don't know if you don't know the layout of that fucking apartment, or that private residence that you're about to enter. And that's how, domestic violence turns into a 1085, turns into, now we're wearing the mourning bands because an officer just was unlucky and is now dead.
EMS, dude.
It's the way
EMS has to make sure that the scene is safe. But that's, like, drilled into anybody who has taken the EMT basic and forward national registry. That's drilled into everybody's head, that you verbalize every time that you do any kind of, like, sequence or protocol sequence, like BSI, scene is safe. Like, I understand that, like, that's lip service a lot of times to some people because you just get so redundant and shit. But still, man, that's why that shit's in there. You got to wait for the police to make scene safe, even though somebody might be bleeding out. Like, if it's, I don't know, man. I think a lot of these situations is just fucking common sense. Could have been avoided if you just, like, wait a little bit.
Well, a lot of it.
Trust your instincts too.
Yeah, a lot of it too, though, Doc, is the fact that guys, when the situation, like, for instance, and any time there's a officer involved shooting, and I've seen body cams, I've seen repetitive videos and stuff like that, and the police officer has to maintain after he engages the suspect that just pointed a gun at him or just shot at him. People get mad because the cop has no choice but to ensure that there was nobody else with him, or he had to ensure that his sector of fire was clear, or make sure there was nobody else hurt. And the suspect ends up bleeding out, and then there's outrage that the cop didn't help him out. And I'm like, guys, he just shot at the cop. He doesn't know who else is there. He doesn't know who else is going to be engaging him. So,
I mean, he should have fucking eye capped him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Make sure he wasn't bleed out to death.
Well, not the point, but in a matter, you got to remember when we go down
sorry,
range.
what was that? What were you saying? Some type of a cap, or what was that?
What'd you say, Doc?
No,
me. He was talking about like, what were you suggesting to make sure that that dude wasn't bleeding out there?
No, eye tap. Like, it was a joke to make sure, because if you're gonna go check for other bad dudes, you want to make sure that the dude that you just fucking pumped full of holes is dead, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, and to be honest, it's like, dude. I mean, you don't shoot until the target's dead. You shoot until the target is down. And to be honest, they're really one and the same. You're just meeting your violence with theirs.
Correct.
But it's and that, honestly, because I thought I heard something else. I mean, I was really about to. Honestly, that was a fucking trigger warning. It was like, no, you just kneecap the guy so he's not going to bleed out. It's like, no, you fucking idiot.
No.
Oh no, dude. No. not at all.
Yeah, because not for you, not for you.
Yeah.
But there are so many other people that just have never handled a weapon.
Yep. Yep.
And it's like, you could have shot the gun out, you could have shoot the dude in the shoulder, shoot the dude in the leg, and it's like, just shut the fuck up,
Nah, dude, I'm never, like, for me, doing even like fucking, yeah.
Well,
I
it's
totally agree with you. That shit fucking triggers the fuck out of me too. Like I said ITAP, not kneecap.
But
no, absolutely, man.
But what gets me to ask the most is now they're asking in split second decision for Leos is to also make split second decisions on life-saving techniques containing the scene, and then if one of the guys just happens to be narked the fuck up, he's got to be taking he's got to inject Narcan into him in case he's ODing at the same time, and that's the reason why he pulled out his weapon. And you know what I mean? There's so many variables involved that Leos have now been given an additional burden, and I say it's a burden, to now be almost EMTs plus Marine, Navy corpsmen just about, and when they were there just to answer a fucking.
I think anybody who's police, firemen, and EMS, they should be at least EMT basic certified. Well, it doesn't take much, dude.
No. What I'm saying,
some basic knowledge.
But some states don't require it. Some states don't care.
If I may, here's the problem that you have with that. Anytime you introduce a new type of training with that's kind of outside of the scope of work, of whether or not the training is good. I'm sure that we can teach officers, to do basic EMT work, but what the city of New York, the government, is going to be viewing at that is going to be dollar signs in the event of a lawsuit or liability.
Yep.
Because because honestly, I would imagine that law enforcement in New York City. I mean, I'm New York, so New York City, I would imagine, is very different from the rest of the country, and it's we're in a
like
point
a New
where,
Yorker, by the way.
right, like where the city of New York would sooner pay you $10,000 not to sue before it actually gets to court.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
I'm tracking,
doesn't matter how valid the case is. They will give you $10,000 cash to not sue. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
I'm not saying to give everybody like paramedic certifications. Like I'm saying EMT basic is O2 and transport. It basically teaches you like some basic anatomy, some basic functions of the human body. Some I think most cops go through fucking some form of combat lifesaver course where if you get shot, how to apply tourniquets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Where the scope of practice, in EMT basic, national registry tests, it's basically I think it's designed to drill into the medics' heads. You are not allowed to fucking do anything except for give oxygen and transport the patient, and that's very non-intrusive ways that I don't know, and I understand the reasons for why it's not like that, and then demanding that it would be like that I get it, but that's just my kind of world.
So caller, what do you feel? How do you feel about Leos being told by their departments that they will administer Narcan? I mean, how do you feel about it?
Well, here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, Narcan is the same as your service weapon. It's the same as your OC spray. It's the same as your cuffs. It's the same as your summons. Okay, if that is a tool that your agency wants you to carry, then you need to train and you need to stay training so that you're not caught out there. Because at the end of the day, if that's administered improperly and what's supposed to be a life-saving measure ends up killing somebody, guess what?
Yeah.
Your agency is going to throw you under the bus. Doesn't matter who you're working for.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to be in a courtroom, and there's your supervisor or your academy trainer is going to be going over his fucking notes. It's like, at so and so date, this officer was trained in the proper use of medicine, and based on my expert opinion as an academy instructor, he failed to do so. And guess what? Now your pension's gone. Now your benefits are gone, and you are very likely going to jail, or at the very least being blackballed from any other law enforcement career ever.
And dude,
good luck.
You know
finding
how
a new
easy
job.
in Narcan? Do you know how easy it is to even paramedics? They have like very specific test it. Like they're not just allowed to fucking give somebody who is being unruly Narcan. Like there's very specific signs and symptoms that you have to look for, because a lot of times somebody who is like presenting with a fucking diminished, like, conscious, like state of consciousness, they're fucking how many people are more likely to be diabetics, like that's one that you're not necessarily going to be able to determine right off the bat whether it's somebody who's, because they're going to be unconscious. You're not going to be able to really ask them unless somebody that knows them is around them to tell you that they're not diabetic. But that's like the first thing that came to mind. That's very commonly, like when I worked, when I did like ambulance rotations, we got way more calls for like, and I mean, in a 12-hour shift, you would get sent out to 3 diabetic calls, which are like presented as like violent. The people are like on their way to becoming unconscious, and as they're doing that, the brain is becoming hypoglycemic, and it starts to create like they're fucking starting to rage and shit, So, anyway.
Yeah, but definitely on top of that, man. It's like it doesn't matter. It's like the same thing. As stupid as this may sound, man, the more tools that you're introducing for someone in a very specific line of work, it's like having a very expensive new car, all decked out. Like you got your sat, you got all these fucking gizmos and all these fucking buttons. All it is one more thing that can go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
The more tools, the more complicated shit that you put on that duty belt, the more things that you're going to tell this guy to do for, in the case of New York City, for $45,000 a year to start, the more responsibility you are putting on that man or that woman's or that transitioning person's shoulders, the more likely it is that they're going to get something wrong. And the more likely it is that that's going to end up hurting someone more so if you had just allowed them to delegate that responsibility to somebody else.
And dude, it sounds like this whole thing with Narcan, it sounds like a knee-jerk reaction. Like some city councilor's kid OD'd on fucking opioids, and it's very, very narrow population sample that it's like addressing. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's something that would be like a national thing by any means.
Now, honestly, they just started doing the whole Narcan thing. I mean, shit, maybe about a month or two ago, though, the rage was still on that K2, the synthetic marijuana. There would be entire neighborhoods, where folks that would, like the typical druggies, like the homeless folks, and that would either be shooting heroin or the methadone or the synthetic marijuana, that would just be at playgrounds looking like fucking zombies, and it's like you roll up on one of these dudes and what are you going to do? Fucking arrest a homeless dude for being on drugs, for shooting up at a fucking children's playground? Like, what are your fucking options, dude? It's like it's situations
but
like
you can't,
that. It's like,
but you can't administer Narcan and just leave them there either. What's going to happen is as soon as you administer the Narcan, they're going to become extremely physically violent, and there's going to be a direct relationship with how violent based on the history of their drug abuse. The longer that they've been on abusing opioids, the more intense the reaction is going to be, and it's going to become like very, very violent. That's why they tie people down to a gurney in the fucking hospital, and they'll wait to administer Narcan until they're in the emergency room, unless they're like on the bus, like on the ambulance, and like they're already like the person's like fucking not breathing. Once you lose airway and you potentially like have the right indicators to tell you that Narcan is required, then you would administer it there, because that's like ABC, like airways king. But otherwise, you wait until you're in a controlled environment when you're not bouncing around in the street, in a, in the back of a cramped space where you're going to get the shit beat out of you by some potentially, because I mean, when you administer that Narcan, man, it's like they get possessed by the devil. It's like fucking retard strength, and they have no idea what's going on most of the time either.
I was about to say, it's almost like a wake up, like a scare wake or something like that.
Yeah, and even then, I'll leave you guys with this, man, because I know that I'm kind of creeping up on time there. I'll let somebody else chime in, but I'll leave you with this, dude. Freaking talk to your old school corrections officers and police officers in the city, man, especially when it comes to engaging with an EDP, dude. They got something called the cocktail, and it's just literally a cocktail of drugs that they stick you with in the event that you come into contact with someone who is HIV positive. And I cannot tell you how many instances there have been where you run up on this EDP who may have a fucking drug needle sticking out of an artery, or, who may have like a piece of glass, or, some sharp that's infected with their blood, and they're going to try and cut you or scratch you or injure you somehow.
God.
And then you're the one that responds to that condition, that you have to get them under control for EMTs to arrive before they fucking transport them.
Fuck that, dude. Oh,
dude,
God, how do you do
the
it?
shit that goes through your
The
head,
Mozambique.
If you are running up on someone who fucking smells like shit, who clearly isn't, right in the head, and then you find out, oh yeah, he's HIV positive, oh yeah, he has AIDS, and you just got fucking stabbed by a druggie who had AIDS on that needle.
Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, man. I mean, God, dude. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine that, man. Oh, dude. Fuck. It's just a fucking, I mean, we've handled people downrange, but we've handled them differently. We don't do anything with kit gloves, you know what I mean? But when you're handling somebody like that, you guys actually are almost restrained on how much you can restrain them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And with that, there's only so many times where you can have that medical treatment. You actually have to sign a medical waiver, because if you, like, let's say, I think it's like a 3-time, like a 2 or 3 time limit, dude. Like, if you go for number 4, it can literally stop your heart. Because they're just taking whatever fucking pills they have, and they are literally just throwing it at you. It's like,
damn.
it's fucking crazy, man. But that's it. It is what it is, man. Honestly, at the end of the day, or for all our fucking bitching, we signed up for the fucking job. And the same thing, I would imagine that soldiers, uniform presence, you guys, you knew what you were signing up for.
Of course.
Regardless of whatever fucked up conditions that arise, we just fucking make do. And for all the shit that we go through, you guys are literally half a world away. You have to be self-sufficient. At the very least, we have a chance of going home, going to a bar, going to the fucking movies if we wanted to, man. So it's definitely, mutual respect.
I hear you.
It's just,
it is.
Yeah, just wanted to chime in, man.
No, appreciate it.
I'll definitely be in the chat, dude. But really enjoy the show, man. You guys, have a good night.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Thanks, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That was,
appreciate it. Thanks a lot, bro.
Very, very good. I'm
spit it out. Come on.
Usually talking to people that are like fucking battling their autism to dial the phone.
Yeah, thanks a lot, caller, for giving us a call. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
Yeah, have a good.
Yep, later.
So, what he was talking about, it was the trailer. We're gonna drop the trailer for Fallen tomorrow, and it's gonna get posted tomorrow on U.S. Army WTF Moments and on WTF Nation Radio. So, again, it's gonna be a pretty powerful event. And yeah, Branko, you damn right went to voicemail, because we're closing it up. Because by the time our caller was calling and had a good point to talk about, and then by the time you come on there, you're gonna go, "Hey, Ice, how come you don't fucking talk about this?" And then whatever. So, exactly that. That's why. So with that, thank you guys for giving us a buzz. I hope you guys are enjoying the daytime shows with Ghosty and KJ. I have a show every night. And don't worry, yes, the green room is currently in what's the term for a remodeled what is it, a dispensary. when a dispensary is getting remodeled, what do you call that?
An abortion.
No. Dude.
So I'm a doctor, not a torpedo technician.
But anyways, thanks guys for coming on. You guys in the Facebook live chat, we're gonna kill it. I have no idea what's going on with Mixer. I mean, everything's broadcasting good on my end. So Facebook Live, you all have a good, and I'll talk to you later. And peace out. But you guys in the Mixer chat, no idea what's going on with that. I'm gonna do some diagnostics, and we can also play some play some music, and you guys can hear the tune and app and all that. So I'm triple checking everything here to see what is going on with why we can't broadcast. I don't know what's going on. I'm broadcasting everywhere else. So with that, Doc, thanks for joining us, man. So y'all have a good one. See you. Shots.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith.
Reminds me of that fucking meme that was like, I don't text and drive because I don't want my mama to find my last text message about grinding down on that dick.
Is WTF Nation Radio.
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
You have potential. You have... Oh boy.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger-qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.